Hey guys, what's going on? It's Will Patterson here again with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a brush lettered logo type. I've got a few brush pens here and I've got a bunch of new ones as well. Like this morning, no joke, Scroller Box sent me a box full of these new brush pens and they are awesome. So thanks for sending me them, Scroller Box. And basically today I'm going to be doing a video all about showing you how I do my brush lettering logo types very quickly. So it's just a brief overview, but you'll understand what I mean. So let's say I'm doing a logo type for someone called Stained. So I'm going to just go ahead and use the brush pen and hopefully get something a bit out of it, just so we know what we're doing. So I'm going to try and get a word that I like out of it in a certain style. So in the way that I use brush pens, my head may get into this, but I'm going to start off by basically just doing a few of these words or a few of these lines. So I'm going to keep going with them. And you can hear a little squeak. Stained. Now I'm writing on an angle here, so it can make it difficult. And you can see here I've got a little style going on. There's a few things that I'd like to change or keep. So basically that is just the start of it, and that is the foundational part of brush lettering. You don't need a brush marker to do it, but it's just a little foundational thing. And I normally use brush pens in real life and also on my iPad and stuff, just to get the foundational parts right. But using brush pens, it depends on which one you're actually using to get the best out of it. So I'm going to do it with this other one here, and we're going to do a few of these. Just make sure we're in on the camera. I don't like the S there, so we might have to do this one again, because I haven't really practiced with this pen. But what we're looking for is relatively consistent lines. So I'm going to do that one again in the same brush, probably just down here. I'm going to just do it a bit different. I'm going to choose the one that I like the most, and what we're going to do is basically turn this into an actual logo type we can bring in on the computer and make it better. And there's that one. Okay, and then I'm going to just get rid of this piece of paper right here and put it on the side and bring out another one, but we're going to use a different pen this time. I like to use different pens just because you get different things out of them. It looks different every time, so it's good to see what you can get. This one's a very squishy one. Probably a bit harder to control, but you get really nice thicks and thins. As you can see, because I'm writing on an angle, I'm finding it pretty difficult to get a good line work out of them. But I think I like that one the best. And basically what I would do is, if I'm doing logo designs or type, I would do hundreds of these, and I'll just work on them for a day, work out which one I want, and then I'll carry on with the process. But we're doing this very quickly, so I'm going to show you how I get this one done properly. So now we've got the actual lettering there that we want as a baseline. We don't want to be drawing on it or scanning it yet. You can if you want to, but I'm going to do some things to it to make it look a bit better. So when we do scan it in and vectorize it, it will look even better. Okay, so very quickly, I've just gone and got a little piece of tracing paper here cut out to the size. Now, I'm not going to bother with the sellotaping part, because I just want to shove this on top. Now, what we're going to do with this is called refining the actual logo type. So that means basically I'm going to go over it with a pencil now, and we're going to make it look a lot better and a lot cleaner. So I'm going to be using a 03 pencil. I've got loads of ink in my hands, by the way. This 03 pencil is going to give us really nice lines, the lines that we want to use, because if we get nice thin lines, it means we can make some minor details, or it will look cleaner when it's on the computer. So the main thing is because I'm going to be doing this quickly, I'm not going to bother sellotaping it, but you might want to sellotape it onto your work where it should be. So I'm going to start off by tracing around here. If my head gets in the way, I apologize. But all we're doing really here is tracing it. And there's no pressure as of yet. Now when I'm tracing it, you can see I'm going to make these small little changes to it like you just saw there, and that's what gives it character, and it also irons out some of the mistakes. Now, this is basically what I do for most of my brush script logos or any word marks that I'm going to use in videos. You can see here what I'm doing there. I'm getting rid of that little annoying line, so it doesn't really have to fall down to the brush script too much because it's just a reference image really. And then I'm going to move on to the T here. I'm going to get this, and we're just roughly putting it in place just now. Try not to move it. Maybe I should have put sellotape down. There we go. Now we have the actual sharpied part there. So we've got stained written right there, like so, like it should be. And it looks a bit weird because we've got these lines in between. But all we need to do now is literally go over it again, but making sure that we're keeping the lines. And if you want to be really like full with it, or if you want to have control over it, you might want to erase some of the lines that are wrong and go over again fully. But I'm going to quickly just go over this again, just so you have a better idea of each line work and what the line work's going like. And it's good for Illustrator as well. If you have another pen, actually what I'll do is I'll just take that off. If you have another pen or pencil that is a bit darker, like a 4B, that can work well. But on the iPad, generally just create a new layer. We're just sharpening up these corners here, trying to be as accurate as possible, because it's actually difficult to make it look nice in Illustrator when you've got lines everywhere. Nice thin lines are easy to follow. If you see a mistake, iron it out. Now what you can do is repeat this whole process again and file out any more of the mistakes if you really wanted to, but as you get more practice, the less you'll need to do, because you'll understand the letter form, or the letter formations. So you could do this for eternity and keep making it better, and keep adding another piece of tracing paper over the top, and you'll have it. Cool, so there is that just there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, this is why you might want to do it again over the tracing paper, but the next thing I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to shade over the top of it. Now I'm going to lightly shade, and the reason is for that is because with this outlined image, we don't get a very good sense of the boldness of the type or how it's balanced, because it looks better or worse when it's actually shaded in. So if you're thinking it looks good now, shade it in very lightly, just so we have something in the middle, nothing too much. You want the outline to be the main center of attention, but this is going to help us balance it out and see what's wrong. But very lightly shade over it with a HB pencil. Now what we can do is actually go ahead and, once you like the look of it, if you really want to be pedantic about it, or if you really want to make sure it's looking good and it's in the Illustrator and you want some easy lines to follow, is just put another piece of trace paper and do the process again, apart from don't shade it out. Use a pretty dark pencil if you wanted to, or a very sharp dark pencil. I'm using a 4B lead here, but we'll go over this just one more time, I think. And I'll show you what I mean. So we get some really nice looking lines. Now this may not be that sharp because I'm using a darker pencil so you guys can see. And there we go. We've got some line work there and the evolution of it. Now the problem is that you can see it's a bit scattered again, but every time you do it, it's getting better. Your line work should be getting a lot better. So go over it with, like, I don't know, like a HB pencil, something that's very sharp, just to get those lines, any parts that you don't think are correct. Just because the sharper the line in Illustrator, the easier it is to draw and everything else. It just makes it so much easier. But that's basically the brush lettering tutorial. I'm gonna leave this video here, guys, because I'm gonna be showing you in the next part of this video, in part 2, how to vectorize your logotype work. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and also click the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video where I'm going to show you how to vectorize this one like a boss in Adobe Illustrator. See you soon. This video is sponsored by DotSpace. DotSpace is a domain registration website where you can get your own creative DotSpace domain. They have over 150,000 registrations so far, and my DotSpace domain is down in the description below, which is willpatterson.space, and that is it. They are targeted towards us, the creative people, and it's just an amazing URL and domain to get for your website and your portfolio. So if you'd like a huge discount on your DotSpace domain, go and click the link in the description below to get your DotSpace domain for $2.99 instead of $20.